Wake up everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred.
Welcome to Living in the Village. This is Mack, the author of Living in the Village, and this is the financial literacy book that teaches you how to use tools of fiscal responsibility to not only empower yourself, but to use these tools to eventually empower other individuals. So we'll give you tips and strategies from everything: how to buy a home, how to buy a car, how to improve your credit, how to invest in stock, how to start a business, how to eliminate your debt, how to budget responsibly. But we also go throughout all of America and we highlight individuals, ordinary individuals, doing extraordinary things that have overcome enormous obstacles in their lives using principles of fiscal responsibility. And now today they're empowering hundreds of thousands of individuals all around the world using these very same tools that we're teaching you. And today we have Damon Jenkins.
How you feeling?
Thank you for coming out here, and thank you for contributing to this book. I think that what you've done, the work that you've done for society is tremendous, and the way you've been able to turn yourself around and overcome these obstacles, and now you're giving back, is tremendous. And I'm going to read a piece of your piece that says Metamorphosis of a Lost Soul. And here's Damon Jenkins. You started off by saying, I was no stranger to hard times. Growing up underprivileged in the Brookline Houses projects in the Canarsie section of Brooklyn, New York. At the tender age of 13, instead of playing video games, I was initiated into a notorious street gang. I joined the gang looking for communal support. Now, Damon, can you kind of walk us through the lifestyle that you had to live? Why did you join the gang, and what sort of lifestyle did you have to face on a day-to-day basis growing up in the Brookline Houses?
Right. Being one of the youngest guys in my household, living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 10 other relatives, it wasn't a lot of, focus on me, so I would step out into the, community and look into the community for the support and love. And just so happened that the gang is where I found it. Just the things that I would have to do to show myself worthy of being around them led to a lot of violence, to where I was fighting and, fighting other people and hurting other people as well. And in the process, I had a friend lose his life. At the same time I got stabbed. He got stabbed 9 times with an ice pick and lost his life.
And that friend, you said he passed away right in your arms.
Right in my arms.
And you got stabbed with an ice pick.
And I got stabbed with an ice pick.
And you said you've also been shot before as well.
Yes, I've been shot as well.
See, that definitely doesn't sound like an easy up, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
But then somehow along the way, and I'll read the next part here, and and again, your piece was phenomenal. It talks about you went through a transitional period, and it says, my past indiscretions eventually caught up to me, and I served some time in jail. While incarcerated, I used my time wisely and began to transform myself through Christ, prayer, and perseverance. I learned firsthand anything is possible with God. And so this describes a point in time in your life when you were kind of going through a little transition.
Right.
What was going on in your mind that made you say that the life that you used to live couldn't be lived any longer? And then can you kind of highlight a few principles of fiscal responsibility that you began to incorporate within your life to help you make this change?
Basically, once I was incarcerated, you have a lot of time to think. You don't have much things that you can do inside of prison, so the most you can do is think. So I just, started going through my life and the things I have done in my past, and I started noticing, I have 2 boys that's out there, and I don't want them to go through the things that I went through. So I started trying to figure out, what can I do to change my life to better them? It's no longer about myself. So I came across a couple of older guys that was into God, and that's really the religion of my family. So they asked me to step into church with them one day, and from that day on, God took over my life. I just handed my life over to him, and from that day forth, everything just changed for me right before my eyes. Through the grace of God.
And so, I remember that one day where we met up at the diner,
Right.
and we talked about how to form your company, and at that point in time, you had already had an electrician's license, and now it's about forming that business in order to help to make capital for yourself, and so you can also empower others. Can you kind of walk through the process of what made you be able to reach out to folks like myself and folks like that, those individuals who helped lead you to get your electrician's license? What sort of things were going on in your mind then that makes you say, you know, I need to do some things to empower myself financially as well?
Coming up, my uncles would take me and have me work with them in some of the construction sites, you know, just to get me away from the neighborhood for a couple hours. You know, maybe I wouldn't go back to jail at that time, or maybe I would, you know, keep my life at that time. So I kind of took a liking into it. So while I was incarcerated, I took the time out to form a plan. You know, I said, all right, if this is what I want to do, you have to build a plan. You know, first thing I did was figure out what I wanted to do, which was construction. So while I was in there, I did a lot of research, read a lot of books, you know, talked to a lot of people and the resources that they had in there. And they gave me a few numbers, they gave me a few places to go, but majority of the stuff I had to do on my own. You know, I had to do a lot of footwork. So in the process of footwork and looking for people that can help me, I got in touch with you guys as well. And I took myself to school and retrieved my electrician license. And a few other, you know, temporary things, you know, certificates in that era and in that field. And it just led me to who I am now.
And then you close off the piece and you said, my ability to overcome adversity enabled me to convert my life to that of an upstanding citizen, contribute positively to society, and steer clear of the perils that plagued my past. Now armed with new enthusiasm and knowledge, I am giving back to the community by offering programs that empower other misguided youth, as well as giving them job opportunities. So now you have been able to come full circle from that individual growing up in an apartment with 10 other individuals in that apartment, getting shot, getting stabbed, almost losing your eye, almost losing your life.
Right.
You came full circle, and now your company, right now, TSD Construction, is employing other people in the community.
Yes, it is.
Talk about that business a little bit.
It's a wonderful opportunity that I just happened to stumble upon, and right now we have over 10 employees, and we open up programs for construction licenses, carpentry, etc. I got a little plan with OSHA where I recommend people to come to their programs where they can retrieve their certificates free. You know, I'm not asking them for any money. You know, the only thing I want them to do is, you know, just take a chance and feeding their family. You know, just pick up some type of trade. You know, just know where I came from. I understand their struggle. So my thing is, the helping hand that I didn't have, I'm obligated to now to give it to them. You know, so my focus now is to strengthen the community and help the community to hopefully bring those guys as myself come out of that poverty.
And you see, obviously out there on the streets, you see a lot of young Damon Jenkins on the streets.
I see a lot of them every day. I walk past them every day.
And so now you're helping them to get employment. Do you feel that you've made an impact by giving individuals opportunities so now they don't have to stand on the corners? Now they have a job in order to go through your business?
Yes, I believe I made a dent, but I know I can do much more, so I'm striving to do much more.
Well, there you have it. Again, this is Living in the Village. This is Damon Jenkins, his piece, Metamorphosis of a Lost Soul. The individual, he's turned his life around. Again, fiscal responsibility is not only for yourself, it's for those individuals that you can use to help in your community. And Damon Jenkins, among all the other contributors, is a perfect example of that. We'll see you next time on Living in the Village. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
The world won't get no better if we just let it be. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it now, just you and me.